At the end of the last video in this series, we had a list of some 18,000 results based on a complex search that combined two smaller searches based on our problem and based on our intervention. This video picks up from there to incorporate a search based on levels of evidence and then goes on to find articles that are useful and suitable for the project we're working on. The levels of evidence scale is designed to grade or rate the quality or strength of evidence used to answer a PICO question. In this section, we'll talk about how to search for articles that represent a particular level on the level of evidence scale. As you can see, the highest or strongest level of evidence on the level of evidence rating scale pictured on this slide is a systematic review. Searching for these systematic reviews is as easy as adding that phrase to the search we've already performed. The next strongest level of evidence comes from randomized controlled trials, followed by well-designed controlled trials without randomization, or quasi-experimental studies. To search for randomized controlled trial studies, we need to go back to our original search. Searching for randomized controlled trials is as easy as adding that phrase to the search we've already performed. To do this, we need to go back to our original search and add a line of search boxes so that we can search an additional term. Click on the Add a New Line button to add another search line. Note that the default combiner in the drop-down on the left is and which is just what we want again. If we put randomized controlled trial into the new search box and redo our search, we'll get back results that at least use those words and hopefully actually are randomized controlled trials. At this point, we have about 1,800 items of any sort: books, book reviews, DVDs, newspaper articles, journal articles that match the search we've performed. What we don't have yet is a tidy set of articles from peer-reviewed journals from the appropriate time range for our search. To whittle out the obviously not good stuff, we have to refine our search using the left-hand column of the Primo page. Our first step is going to be to get rid of everything that doesn't come from a peer-reviewed journal. To do that, we use Primo's preset peer-reviewed button. What this does is eliminate any result that doesn't come from a peer-reviewed journal. However, there is a gotcha here. Not everything in a peer-reviewed journal is actually peer-reviewed. Journal features like letters to the editor and book reviews do not go through the peer review process and are probably not useful for your research. There's no completely perfect way to compensate for this. One thing to try, though, is to limit your resource type to articles. This will eliminate the other content that is in peer-reviewed journals, leaving just the research articles. Now scroll down the left column a bit until you see the item labeled creation date. Under that are the year in which the earliest article in your results was published and the year in which the most recent article in your results was published. So for this search, the earliest article comes from 1930. Most of the time, what's wanted in this kind of research is articles from the last 5 or possibly 10 years. To eliminate articles older than your cutoff date, subtract 5 or 10 years from the current date and type it into the from box. This search was performed in 2018, so I want articles from 2013 to present, and I type 2013 into that box. Then click Refine to update results. At this point, what you have is a reasonably clean list of articles that meet your search criteria. Peer-reviewed articles from the last 5 years that are about randomized controlled trials that use our search terms, which allow you to judge, for the purposes of your project, whether or not hand washing is effective in reducing hospital-acquired infections. From this, you should be able to write an answer to your PICO question. However, this list of articles is not your end product. You still need to review articles to see which ones address your PICO question in a way that is useful to you. By discussing results from a relevant country, say the United States or India, in a relevant setting, whether that's a rural clinic or an urban hospital, or among a particular group of patients, those who have kidney disease, or practitioners like cardiology nursing staff. You'll find that it can be difficult to get Primo to add additional search terms to what we've already used because Primo has built-in limits on the number of search terms. Use the subject limiters on the left to help with this. If you have questions or comments, contact me. I'm happy to help.